Facts First presents airport pickup signs that got every TSA agent's attention. When a car arrives to pick up a passenger at the airport, they'll often hold a sign with the passenger's name. It helps them to know where to go after they disembark. When family members or friends pick up their loved ones from the airport, some will create their own creative signs. And here are some airport pickup signs that got every TSA agent's attention. A selfie stick. This sign's a bit odd. For some reason, Simon's girlfriend Brittany didn't want him using a selfie stick. So when he left for a trip, she found his selfie stick in his belongings and she got angry. She went to pick him up at the airport with a sign that read, "Simon, I found your selfie stick. We talked about this. We're done." Okay. Wow, that's kind of overreacting. Makes you wonder what Simon was doing with that selfie stick for Brittany to want to end the relationship over it, am I right? IMODIUM embarrassment. The person who was picking up Sarah from the airport wanted to embarrass her, so they held up a sign that read, "Sarah, I have the IMODIUM you asked for." By the way, an IMODIUM is a medication that's used to treat diarrhea. Sarah must have wanted to walk the other way when she saw this sign. I would have. Picking up women. This guy must have been tired of trying to pick up women at bars or internet dating, so he came up with a pretty creative way to find the woman of his dreams. He made a sign that read, "Smokin' hot Italian chick." He was hoping the woman of his dreams was on the flight. Kind of makes you wonder how often he does this, doesn't it? Since the sign was printed, I'm guessing he does this a lot more often than we think. She made it herself. This sign and the little girl holding it, they're both absolutely adorable. She was allowed to make the sign herself, and the only word you can actually make out is the word "welcome." She did her best to make the sign, and it melted the hearts of everybody who walked by, I'm sure. Telling it how it is. The girl holding this sign thought it would be funny to describe the person she was picking up. The sign reads, "Noisy, pale-faced lady." Whoever she was picking up will probably ask somebody else for a ride next time. I'm glad you survived. This man agreed to pick the woman up from the airport, and judging by the sign, he didn't have much faith that she'd be all right traveling alone. The sign read, "Oh, great, you somehow survived." The woman did not look too upset about it since she was laughing when she saw it. Committed. The man holding this sign was really committed. He was picking up Chocolate Johnny, which I'm hoping is a nickname. The fact that the man is dressed like an Oompa Loompa from Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, it kind of makes the photo even more hilarious. If he was trying to embarrass Johnny, he ended up embarrassing himself even more. He must have gotten plenty of stares waiting for the plane to land. It's your turn, Daddy. The woman who made this sign had a great sense of humor. The sign reads, "Don't worry, Daddy, I took care of Mommy, but it's your turn now. She's a lot of work." The fact that she propped the sign up in front of her baby in the stroller makes the whole thing just adorable. Michael Jordan, come on, really? There are a few possible scenarios behind the purpose of this sign. He may have a child or a friend who happens to be named Michael Jordan. He could also be a huge fan of the former basketball player and is just hoping that he'll be getting off the plane. But really, the odds that he's picking up the real Michael Jordan are pretty slim to none. The best ride home ever. After a long, stressful flight, most people want to unwind with a stiff drink. This man was asked to pick somebody up at the airport, and he understands how stressful flying can be. He set up a margarita station with a sign that read, "National Margarita Day." Everybody got off that flight. They must have been jealous of the passenger who was getting off with a post-flight margarita waiting. Caught. The man who this sign was meant for must have been pretty upset when he got off the plane. While he was away, his girlfriend went through his cell phone records that told her a lot about her boyfriend. In just 30 weeks' worth of phone records, she discovered 123 acts of infidelity, 25 conversations with whores, one bi-curious episode, and one treatable STD. And to make matters worse, she drained the joint bank accounts. The punishment, though, I think definitely fits the crime. Poor Jody. When most people get off a plane, they're met by loving people who are happy to see them. Poor Jody did not have a warm welcome when she got off the plane. The sign read, "Go back to Cali, Jody, we hate you." Not exactly what you want to see when you fly home for a visit. Star Wars fan. Rebecca asked her father for a ride home from the airport. She probably regretted her decision to ask her father as soon as she got off the plane. He was dressed up as Darth Vader, holding a sign reading, "Rebecca, I am your father." Instead of walking by him as most people would, she took a picture with him. Good sport. It all falls apart when Mom isn't home. This mother was expecting her family to be waiting at the airport when she got off the plane, but she did not expect things to have fallen apart at home while she was gone. Her son made a sign that read, "Welcome home, Mommy. P.S. We're out of underwear. We don't have any on now." Okay, advertising that you're going commando might not be the best way to welcome home Mom, but this is hilarious. Hey, at least she knows she's needed at home, right? It feels good to be needed. Just in case he misses the sign. This couple agreed to pick Moki up from the airport. They were worried that he wouldn't see their sign, so they had a picture of his face blown up into a huge sign. Man, there's no way to miss that. Unfortunately, they chose a horrible photo of Moki, almost as bad as the name Moki. I mean, really, who names their kid that? Anyway, the look of surprise on Moki's face when he saw them had to have been priceless. TMI. Going to rehab to fight addiction is very brave, but it should be a private journey. This woman was picking up a friend returning to rehab, but she clearly doesn't understand the concept of privacy. She waited at the airport with a sign that read, "Congratulations on completing rehab." Hopefully just a joke, and her loved one really wasn't getting treatment. Picking up the whole family. Why bother making 4 separate signs when picking your loved ones up for Christmas? This couple decided to make one big sign for everybody, complete with horrible and embarrassing photos of each individual person they were in charge of picking up. Most people aren't willing to put this much time into an airport sign. Breaking the news right away. The woman who made this sign didn't know how to tell her husband that she neglected the dogs a bit and that they ate the couch. So she decided to break the news right away with a sign that read, "I missed you so much I made this sign. The dogs missed you so much they ate our couch. Welcome home." Her husband must not have been too happy when I got off the plane and saw this. This guy. The man who made this sign was really excited to have Taylor and Steven home. He was so excited he made a sign that included a photo of himself, and the sign reads, "Who's excited? Taylor and Steven are home? This guy!" He even added the thumbs pointing to his photo. Taylor and Steven must have got a big kick out of it. Embarrassing Mom and Dad. The parents of these 2 children must have regretted asking them for a ride home from the airport the second they got off the plane. For this mother, they made a sign with a photo of her that read, "Looney Lynn." For their father's sign, they wrote, "Crazy Craig." I'm guessing next time, Mom and Dad will probably call an Uber. Small Asian girl. This girl had to pick up a friend from the airport, and she made a sign as a joke that read, "Small Asian girl." She wasn't very clear in her sign, so she may have ended up picking up several women and probably offending a few people. Congratulations? This man was picking up his sister's boyfriend and decided to have a good time with it. He showed up at the airport with a sign that read, "Guy who knocked up my sister." Boy, that's a great way to break the ice with your future brother-in-law. Where's the love? These siblings decided to poke some fun at their parents when picking them up at the airport. They waited for their parents holding a sign that read, "3 sassy orphans seeking loving parents." They're a bit old to be adopted, but their parents were probably amused by it. At least I hope so. Embarrassing a buddy or themselves. These 2 guys thought it'd be funny to embarrass their buddy with this sign. It reads, "Welcome back, sexy cowboy, I can't quit you." While standing there waiting, they must not have realized that they were embarrassing themselves even more. Alice or random citizen. The driver picking up Alice must not have wanted to lose out on a fare if she didn't show up. Maybe he wanted a double fare, so he was going to give Alice and one of her fellow passengers a ride. Is his employer okay with this? Idiot. The girl in this photo is picking up her cousin from the airport who she clearly believes is an idiot. The fact that she added so much glitter to the sign shows how much work she put into it and how much she believes it. Tradition? This photo was posted on Instagram by a man named Chris Chow. The caption reads, "The tradition continues." What exactly is the tradition? Is it two guys being romantic on the beach? The tradition must be simply embarrassing each other at the airport. Mail-order bride. The kids who made this sign obviously wanted to embarrass their dad. He was getting off the plane with either his wife or maybe his girlfriend, which makes the sign work perfectly. It reads, "Welcome home, Dad. Congrats on your mail-order bride." When Dad and his companion got off the plane and saw the sign, I'm guessing their faces turned really red. Embarrassing Dad. While we're embarrassing Father, this son was asked to pick up his father at the airport, and it's probably the last time that his dad will ever ask him to do so. His son made a sign that read, "Congratulations on the sex change, Mom," but he crossed out Mom and wrote, "Dad." His dad must have been very embarrassed, enough that the next time he travels he'll be taking a cab home. Taking orders. Everyone knows that soldiers take orders and carry them out. This woman was waiting for her soldier boyfriend with a sign that read, "A. Neil, report for booty." He saw the sign, understood his mission, and got right down to it, because that's a good soldier. Hopefully, though, he did wait until they got home to complete the mission. She wasn't really in prison. These guys were asked to pick Sam up from the airport after a trip. Instead of just waiting, they decided to embarrass him. As he got off the plane along with 30 other passengers, he saw a sign that read, "Welcome home from prison, Sam." Oh, that had to be really embarrassing. Have you ever seen any funny signs at the airport? Tell us about them in the comments, and subscribe for more.